It's natural to want a relationship, and a lot of our choices in life basically revolve around attracting a partner. But wanting something doesn't always mean that you're ready for it. Choosing to be with someone is a serious commitment, and if you're not in the right place to make that choice, then you shouldn't. Yet a lot of us are so conditioned into going for what we desire without a second thought. We've got our phones, the internet and fast food, and things like that have made us lose sight of the bigger picture and the long-term consequences of our choices. But when you rush headfirst into dating or a relationship just because you really crave that intimacy and connection, even though you're not ready for it yet, leads to serious hurt on both sides. So whether you're single, you've just got out of a relationship, or you're dating, in this video I'm going to give you 4 signs that you're not ready to commit and enter a relationship. The first sign is that you struggle to be alone and you dislike your own company. Now this says a lot about you as a person. You're likely insecure and don't have much, if any, self-love. You can't process things properly and you lack emotional maturity. Now this of course transfers into relationships, because when you can't be alone, you become desperate for a companion. And this desperation does you no favors. It makes you rush in headfirst without thinking and attach yourself to whoever gives you attention, even if they're not your type. It makes you codependent, because the happiness and validation you can't get from yourself, you become desperate to get from another person. Entering a relationship when you are like this is a mistake, because now you're not searching for someone to only add to your life, which is what a healthy relationship should be, but you're searching for someone to complete you. You're going to constantly need their validation at all times, and this creates the classic people pleaser dynamic, where you prioritize their needs over your own well-being. You are not ready to love someone properly when you don't yet love yourself enough. It's so important to have a sense of identity within yourself, as this will help you have your own boundaries, know what you're looking for, etc. And not being able to be alone shows that you don't yet have those qualities. It's also a good indicator that you're probably going to be jumping into a new relationship as soon as one ends, which leads me to my next sign. You are not over your ex. The amount of people that jump into new relationships immediately after theirs has just ended is worrying. These are known as rebound relationships, which almost always fail, and for good reason. That reason being that you're still attached to your ex. You're still harboring thoughts and feelings about them. Maybe you're sad, angry, or upset still. Maybe you've got trust issues now because of what's happened in that relationship. Or maybe you're hopeful that you can still get back together with your ex, and all it will take is for them to ask you to give it another shot, for you to go back running to them. To have all of that baggage, not process it, and then bring it to someone new is completely unfair, and I would say downright cruel to this new person, because they deserve your full attention and care, but meanwhile you're still there thinking about your ex and comparing this new person to them. Look, everyone processes past relationships in their own pace. For me it could take a month, for you it could take a year. But until you can completely say that you are in fact over your ex, then you are not ready for a new relationship. If you would have asked me a few years ago what I was looking for in a girl, I would have just stuttered and said something like, she has to be very beautiful and nice, which I guess is a start. But if you would have asked me now, then I would tell you that I want a girl who's emotionally mature, she's intelligent, she's humble, and she's able to communicate with me maturely, among other things. This is important because it stops you from settling for someone who doesn't actually meet your needs or what you want in a person. And people who actually do that and end up in those relationships stay in them out of fear of not being alone, instead of actually being with someone they want to be with. Make sure that you really know what character traits you're looking for in a person when you're dating, because that will form the foundation of your relationship, not just whether they're beautiful or handsome. This will also give you a better idea of red flags to look out for in people, in terms of you'll be able to know whether you're compatible with them or not. My final sign for you is that you lack emotional maturity. Now, this one can be tricky for people to admit to, but the amount of relationship issues I've seen stemming from one or both people's immaturity is crazy. So what do I mean? When you're immature, one big problem is that you can't communicate properly. So what you'll often see in relationships is that one person voices a valid concern they have to their partner, but if the partner is immature, then instead of actually listening to them and addressing the issue together, they get defensive and angry and shut down their partner. They'll even withdraw their love. A truly immature person will also twist the situation and attack their partner just because they've voiced a valid concern. They'll actually make them feel bad. They may bring up things they've done in the past. They may deny what they're saying. And this is known as gaslighting. When you have a person who is that immature to where they can't hold a proper conversation with you without getting too emotional and trying to twist things onto you, can you be honest and tell me that that's going to be a successful relationship in the long term? Of course it's not. See, when you lack the ability to be wrong and be held accountable for things you've done, to be self-aware and to actually communicate with your partner without getting angry or defensive, then your relationships will be filled with conflict instead of peace. So just be honest with yourself and look at, for example, how you handle your family relationships and friendships. Is there a recurring theme there where you get angry and defensive, or can you actually handle problems in a mature fashion? Use that as a guide to assess whether or not you're mature enough to enter a romantic relationship. So these have been what I believe to be the 4 main signs you're not ready for a relationship. Of course, you can still make the choice to enter one, even if you have the signs in this video. And a lot of people do, which is why their relationships suffer and ultimately fail. But if you want things to work out with someone, it often means doing the inner work first. And implementing what I've talked about in this video is a good start. So I hope you found some value from this video, and if you did, leave a like and subscribe for more, and I'll see you in my next one.